Hey guys, real quick, only 40% of our viewers are actually subscribed, so let's change that right now. Hit that subscribe button right below. Los Angeles Rams dominate the Bucs, 34-7. Scoreboard doesn't even do this one justice. Rams moving to 9-2, full control of the number one seed in the NFC. Bucs fall to 6-5, and with the Carolina Panthers also at 6-5, we have a virtual tie atop the NFC South, at least for a few more hours until the Panthers play tonight and either take control of the South or fall back into second place at 6-6. But the Bucs fall to 6-5 here, and Rams really dominated this one all the way through. Baker Mayfield injured in the first half, did not play in the second half, giving way to high school football coach Teddy Bridgewater, who came in to play the second half.
And that's by far the biggest concern coming out of this is Baker's shoulder looks like it was in trouble. And it's the same shoulder that he had injured previously.
The left shoulder, the non-throwing shoulder.
Right, but bad enough that he can't play football. So
I get it.
It's kind of irrelevant which shoulder it is. It's keeping him it was weird because early in the game, it was the touchdown to Tez Johnson, right? Like he threw the touchdown. And maybe somebody grazed his shoulder, but looked like nothing. But he came out of that and was clutching it, holding his shoulder as in, oh, no, this is in bad shape. Can't really move it. Went straight to the blue tent. And then it was just before halftime, he goes for that Hail Mary, isn't touched, and doubles over in pain, and he's done. So, I mean, that doesn't feel like an injury that's in good shape, and don't worry, he'll be back for next week. That feels like something fairly serious is wrong with the shoulder, and who knows what that'll do. And, once he went out of the game, he came back and immediately is in street clothes on the sideline in a sling. I mean, these are all bad things for your quarterback.
Yeah, we'll touch on how we got there, but at the end of the half, the couple interesting things that happened here. So the Rams were up 28-7, and the Bucs go for it on 4th and 2 on their own 28. Once again, these are just decisions that were never made in the NFL, even just 5 years ago. 4th and 2 on your own 28. You're already down 28-7. And even Todd Bowles, who's been on the more conservative end of fourth down decisions through the years, is like, I got to go for it. We've got no shot. We're getting overwhelmed here. We got to try to get points before the half. So they get stopped on 4th and 2 on their own 28. They actually force a 3-and-out from the Rams, which 3-and-out means field goal, to go down 31-7. So I don't hate the aggressiveness from Todd Bowles there, but it just kind of showed they're trying to do anything to get back into this game that the Rams had been dominating. But my question at the end of the half, I'm not saying this is where Baker got hurt, but the Hail Mary was from their own 37. So you're going to try a 63-yard Hail Mary. So it's like, hey, Baker, just throw the ball 70 yards really quick so maybe we could get some points before the half while we're down 31-7. He puts everything into it, kind of trips a little bit, throws a duck and throws a pick at the end of the half and then comes up hurt. It just didn't feel like the best decision to try a 70-yard Hail Mary on 4th and 24 with 5 seconds left in a 31-7 game with Baker Mayfield already hurt. I don't think that re-injured him or anything, but that was his last play.
Yeah, I mean, I have no problem taking the shot if Baker Mayfield's shoulder isn't already trying to fall out of its socket.
He's got to make a 70-yard throw. That's not going to happen.
Baker Mayfield is one of the few quarterbacks in the NFL that's probably got that throw in him. He has one
against
of the
a Rams pass rush where he's got to create a ton of space.
But he did all of that. He got free. He got he was open.
And then he came up hurt again. Just don't even just take a knee and go home.
Those are two completely separate things.
Throw the ball away with 5 seconds
left. Those are two
actually.
Completely separate things. Is Baker Mayfield injured? Yes or no? And if he is not injured, then let him take a shot to throw what would have been. I mean, he threw that ball from the 31 or 32. So it's got to get 69, 68 yards in the air, which Baker Mayfield can probably do if he's healthy and his arm isn't trying to fall out of its own socket. The problem is that he's so hurt that just putting his life force into that throw was just no mas. His body tapped out and he's done.
Yeah,
but
so
that's totally separate. That's not a problem with the play call. That's your quarterback is broken.
It is. A Hail Mary from your own 37 is you're probably not getting that ball into the end zone.
Sure, but that's the case of any Hail Mary. It's
right,
probably
which
just
is
not
why most people don't try it from the 37.
There's nothing wrong with
in
the
a
play.
31-7 game with an injured quarterback. Anyway, how did we get here? Stafford to Devontae, unbelievable cheat code that Devontae Adams is on the goal line. Whether it's a fade or a slant, you have no idea what it's going to be. This one was a fade. It was He's so good. So Stafford to Devontae touchdown, and then Kobe Durant pick 6. What happened on the pick 6, Sam?
Kate Otten was throwing the football, bobbled it several times, and by the time he got it under control, he was going to the ground, got it under control. Kobe Durant just took it away from him and went in and scored. And they reviewed it and decided that he hadn't made a move common to the game, and so the fact that he was down by contact doesn't count, even though you saw it. And even though you knew that was the case.
It's a weird.
And even though Chris is like, isn't that down by contact? No. I know you think it is. And the video we're watching shows that it is. But he didn't make a move coming to the game. So it's turnover.
It's a move coming to the game. So, Otten's kind of got the ball in his hands with his knee on the ground.
Yeah.
And Durant's
now,
just
look,
ripping it out. He never had possession before that.
Yeah, he does, though. It's still Otten's fault in that if you didn't bobble the ball 7 times, you just caught it, it's not a problem. But he quite clearly gets hold of the football before he hits the ground, and then his knee goes down. And in any other walk of the game, that's down by contact. But not when it comes to the NFL's weekly game of what's a catch? Spin the Wheel of Fortune. Well, you spin the Wheel of Fortune, and he didn't make a move common to the game, so it's not a catch.
Good fortune for the Rams, at least.
Yay.
Early in the season, remember Baker Mayfield? He had that game against Atlanta. I was like, dude, he just threw the ball to the defense 4 times and has no interceptions. Early in the season, he had a great touchdown to interception ratio. Baker in this one, though, that it was all on Otten on that pick 6, and then the Hail Mary for the 2 picks for Baker. So balancing out just a little bit. But, man, the Rams were so dominant, both sides of the ball. 5 sacks. They have 5 sacks total? Is that what we have? Yeah. 4 sacks officially. Getting pressure on Baker Mayfield. They couldn't get anything going with the pass game. And then, Stafford in this passing attack. Another touchdown to Devontae Adams. Hit Colby Parkinson later on. Just feeling it again. Matthew Stafford, 25 of 35 for 273. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. There was a point well into the game where they were up early. They were dominating this game for a while. And they had something like 30-plus dropbacks and only 8 runs called. Like, there was no point where the Rams were like, let's run the ball. It was a full-on, we're attacking through the air. We don't even want to try running against Vita Vea and the Bucs. Good luck covering us. Go get them. And the Rams really took it to the Bucs.
Yeah, I mean, their passing attack was just pitch and catch. I mean, there was a play where Zion McCollum just absolutely roasted off the line, and Stafford just, like, rainbow touch pass just right into Devontae Adams' hands, like, too easy. There was another one later. They almost got him again. It was more of a back shoulder play, and he just about broke it up. But, like, they were just picking on him. It was pretty brutal. Their passing offense was just too good. The Bucs had nothing for it. And it's like, we said before, Todd Bowles has this blitz scheme, and it's creative enough that, like, young quarterbacks struggle with it really badly. But it does feel like a guy like Stafford is, like, he has the answers. You might be able to show some young quarterbacks stuff that they've never seen before. You're probably not showing Stafford stuff he's never seen before. So it felt like all the way when they're blitzing, he's just like, all right, I'm just going to pitch and catch on the outside versus Zion McCollum.
And there's that history, too. I mean, the play that always stood out was on the way to the Rams Super Bowl. They played in the divisional round, and it was a tie game late, and Bowles is like, let's go zero blitz. Yeah. In the year where Cooper Kupp was uncoverable, and he just runs behind the defense, and Stafford hits him to get into field goal range. It does feel like in the matchup world, McVay has always had in Stafford has had pretty good understanding of where to go against the Todd Bowles defense.
And then the other side, you've got this Rams defense where the front four is destructive, dynamic. It works in concert together. They're just causing all kinds of problems for an opposing offensive line. And then the back end is in really good shape as well. You've got the 2 Camerons at safety, Curl and Kitchens. You've got Emmanuel Forbes out here with like 3 pass breakups, I think, in the game.
Balling. Emmanuel Forbes.
One of them's on 4th down. Again, later was a 3rd down pass breakup. One of them was against Emeka Ibuka. Like, Emmanuel Forbes is showing individually right now why teams roll the dice on failed first-round picks once they're cast aside from their original team. Forbes is out here balling the last few weeks and looking like a real find for the Rams.
He's been a great pickup for them. They've done a really nice job with that entire secondary with either a retread like Forbes or lower round draft picks. They've done a Kobe Durant, who they just drafted as a athletic upside type of player out of a small school a couple years ago. They've done a really nice job there. And as you mentioned, meshing that with a defensive front that is largely undersized. They've got power and a guy like Jared Verse, but they're largely undersized, just penetrating disruptors up front. They've done a really nice job for the last year plus. Remember, right around this time last year is when the Rams defense started to hit their stride, and they haven't really slowed down. So they've done a nice job on that side. The offense is absolutely cooking, and if they want to run the ball, they can run the ball. If they want to put the ball in Stafford's hands like they did last night, they can do that. They seem to have answers for everything. And so I think everybody came out of that game saying, look, I know the Bucs aren't what they were earlier in the year. They've hit a lull offensively in particular, but this Rams team looks like the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Dominant on both sides of the ball.
It does right now, absolutely.
So 34-7, Rams moved to 9-2, sitting atop the NFC. And they're watching Eagles, Bears sitting there at 8-3 this week, getting potentially closer to the number one seed. And the Rams did a nice job coming off the Seahawks win. No letdown, off that division game, and really took it to the Bucs in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, this was an absolute beatdown, both sides of the ball. For the Bucs, you just got to be really hoping that Baker Mayfield injury, number one, isn't really bad, and number two, when he comes back, it doesn't go the same way. I mean, this is basically the same injury that he had with the Browns, where it started off, he got hurt week 2. I think that was the same. He got hurt. That was on
the left shoulder injury was week 2.
That was on an interception,
yes.
Right?
And he goes to make the tackle in week 2 against the Texans, I believe, in 21.
This one, people are speculating, was on a run. So he scrambled the ball, got kind of sandwiched by 2 Rams defenders, seemed to hurt the shoulder then, and then the Tez touchdown kind of aggravated it, and then the Hail Mary really aggravated it.
I feel like he's always playing with fire.
My point being, the last time he had the bad shoulder injury, he tried to play through it, kept back, was strapped up, and just made it worse, and got worse whilst it was being made worse. So I assume the Bucs will be careful with him in terms of he'll be out however long he's out, multiple weeks, I would think, and then he'll come back, he'll be strapped up. But at that point, does he play? Can he come back to being really good Baker Mayfield, or is this inevitably that guy's now gone for the remainder of this season because this isn't going to be healthy until the offseason?
And it's a crazy time right now because I know the Bucs have just lost 3 straight in 4 out of 5, but it's because lost to the Lions, Patriots, Bills, and Rams
right
out of the last 5 weeks. You could almost see this coming as a stretch that's going to be a challenge for the Bucs. Okay, they didn't survive, but now see what happens tonight with the Panthers. But the Bucs have the Cardinals, Saints, Falcons, Panthers twice, Dolphins. Like, they don't play a team with a winning record yet other than the Panthers, and Panthers might be 6-6 by the end of the day anyway, and that's the team they're battling for the South. So the Bucs still have the division very much in their sights, and the Panthers have a tougher schedule down the stretch here.
Yep.
So we kind of expected to get here, but if Baker's down, golden opportunity for the fighting Dr. Eager Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, on the one hand, they have the kind of schedule where you can give them a few weeks off and hope you can get through with Teddy Bridgewater as your quarterback and still win some games. On the other hand, if Baker Mayfield isn't going to be 100% healthy when he comes back, like, the season's kind of in trouble anyway. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of the video.
Check the Mic is live Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss a video.
You heard the man. Subscribe.